just looking across the field here, we know this offensive side is fine. We know this defensive side is fine. We got somebody on the offensive side over there that probably is not fine, but we don't want people into the ball. What I also want to mention is in the 3-person mechanic, because we went away from the 7-yard rush line to the 1-yard rush line, we want to put both of our officials on the line of scrimmage. So just like a 4-person mechanic without an umpire, that's how we're going to run it. In this case, we have a back judge, which is a 4-person mechanic and flag. And I just want to talk for a second about what we do on a particular play.
Start by watching the back judge on this play.
So you can see that the quarterback just launched the ball. The ball is up here. We have receivers behind the back judge. And the reason we have that is because we have a mix of new officials to high school, new officials to back judge position, and we just need to make sure that we understand what we're supposed to be doing. The back judge is not supposed to be a stationary position. The back judge fades with pressure and stays behind all of the receivers so that they do not get covered up by receivers and have to spin and look from the inside out, because that duplicates a view that we have from an official here who's looking inside out and an official here who's looking inside out. So as this is a really long play, and you can see the back judge is unfortunately behind the play. Also, what is apparent here is that our wing officials aren't releasing quick enough on these passes. Once the ball's in the air, you have to have a understanding for how far that pass is, and you need to go. And I just mean go. So let's go back here. Watch this official. Once the ball's away, he goes. He goes, but don't slow down. Keep going until you know that the play is over. This official, once the ball's in the air, go. So we just need to make sure that we understand the coverage. So that's the takeaway from this play. Back judges, don't fall behind the receivers. Wing officials, once the ball is in the air, we are on the run. I wanted to put this in here because this was an unusual play. It was a PAT. And because it was a PAT, the defense forgot that they had that 1-yard buffer. So if the defense forgets that they're supposed to have that 1-yard buffer, just shut it down and enforce it right then. You don't need to let the snap get off. We don't need to wait. We don't need to let the play go. This is over because we have encroachment and we do not have a live neutral zone. So we just shut that down right at the get-go. This is a 4th down and short. You can see the down box is here. The line to gain is here. And we have a 4-yard minimum shotgun, and the quarterback does not get 4 yards back. That's a live ball foul. So if they don't make the line to gain, they're probably going to decline it. If they do make the line to gain, it's an illegal formation, and we just go back 5 yards from there and we replay the down. So here's a quarterback who's rolling out. So as the quarterback's rolling out, the referee continues to watch the quarterback. Do not get fooled into starting to watch the ball early. Just like tackle football, you have to finish the play. And there probably was a defensive hold on this play because you can see that the quarterback's jersey is completely stretched down. So we do need to maintain from the referee position this action here. And the ball is gone, and you can see that we have a back judge here. But back judges, when you have a play that rotates to a direction, you rotate to that same direction. Don't just root your feet. And then once that ball is intercepted and we're clear of the defense, then you rotate in and you start to trail. This I like. This official is, just managing the space that is available there. The referee is eyeballing this, but don't get fooled into stepping forward. When you step forward, you're out of position, because once the field reverses, once you have an interception, this effectively becomes the referee position, and this effectively becomes the back judge position. So we need to make sure we don't get sucked into that. And as this play develops, we get a little stuck feet. And in this situation, we probably need to be fading back. The back judge over here should have already rotated up into this area. This official's doing a fine job. And this official is now turned and is starting to follow the play up as well. So the two wing guys are fine. But when you have a change of possession, the back judge and the referee need to reverse positions and understand what their obligations are.
Yeah.
So here's another play. This is just a line judge mechanic. We got the ball. We got the ball snapped up here, and then we got a long fade pass. Once that pass goes, we need to be on the run. So this is not a stationary position. And again, we're all kind of new at this. So, well, not all of us, but we're all new at this sport specific. So we just need to start figuring out that we need to be physically mobile, mentally mobile. So I would say, you see the ball here? Once the ball is here and you know that it's not coming into this area, this official needs to start moving down and just work with the play. So no rush by the defense and a 45-yard bomb that was caught by the receiver. And here we've got, again, a back judge who's trailing the receivers, which we should not have. And the back judge has a 20-yard head start. So here's our receivers. The receivers have just gone 20 yards, and our back judge is already tight. So back judges need to read the potential for a long pass based on where your receivers are and how they're approaching you, and continue to back up and keep that deep look at the play, so that our wing officials, when they are coming down, they don't start duplicating your view. If you look at the down box, you can see it's third down. So you would think that this being a line to gain, that this would be the first down, but they had started here and they snapped the ball and it ended up back here. So this does not count anymore. Once you've already established that as a line to gain and made that line to gain, if you then retreat behind on another down, then you don't get this back. You don't get a first down twice for that. So the line to gain is going to be way up here. So everybody just needs to communicate that. If it's third down and it's down here, don't start signaling first down, because they've already made it. This is a standard mechanic for tackle or flag. Just keep your eyes on the runner. Right? Don't turn back in. Just stay out here. The ball needs to come in. The players need to come in. Just stay visually out here. This is just an example of a punt play. Snap, illegal motion. See, this person's moving forward before the kick. Can't have that. Just want to give one more time. Snap, moving forward at the kick. That's an illegal motion. So the receiving team has the option, because this is a live ball foul, to either replay the down -5 or tack on the 5. But this was ruled out of bounds at this sideline, and it's not. It's the left foot that was ruled out of bounds, and it's just an optical illusion. You can see it's in here. There's a slice of green, and then the heel kind of twists over, but it doesn't come down. And she does get beyond the line of gain and then over. And we just didn't get it. We just got fooled by this. So don't worry about getting too close. I think that's probably what happened here. Is when you start getting pinched, don't feel like you have to sprint into it. Maintain a 7 to 8 to 10 yard distance and just get a good solid look at it. This is third down right here. All the formations are fine. gets it off in 6 seconds, and then there's a catch downfield. So we've made a first down because we crossed a big line. But the interesting thing is, and this is late in the game, the interesting thing is that when we put the ball down, we're at the 23-yard line. First down, because we'd already crossed a line to gain. And then the team on defense says, hey, jump off sides, jump off sides. You can see that's completely intentional. The reason why they're doing that is because they want to put them, they've already got a first down here. They want to put them here with a first down without a chance to get another first down. That's the whole technique here that the defense is doing. So in this case, you have to make sure that you clearly communicate to the defense, do you want to accept this yardage or do you want to decline it? Because if they decline it, it's 1st and 3. If they accept it, it's 1st and 18. You guys get that concept?
Right, it'd be first and goal. But
Yeah, 1st and goal from the 18.
right, exactly.
So, but if they ran a play from here, maybe they get in here to the 11. And now it's 1st and goal from the 11. So this is just a technique. This is just a coaching technique, a smart one.
Yeah.
To try to
bring on
get
a
the
UNF,
offense to not pay attention and accept that penalty. This is a short yardage play. And just look at the formation. Everybody, now let me see if I can't get this in. So everybody's in tight.
Bunch.
So what I worry about here is if the offense all shoots out straight, are they contacting the defense? Because the defense is entitled to their position if they're stationary. So in this case, I didn't see any problem with it because the defense backed up and they all kind of gapped. But it's one of those things that we need to look for. If we have a super tight formation and we think the offense is all going to bolt out. So, you might see some defensive strategies where the defense gets into a super tight formation and there's not enough room for the offense to go through. And if they hold that position, they're entitled to it and the offense has to go around them. So I would just say be aware that that's something that could happen. I haven't seen it yet.
Hey, Matt, it's Kelvin. I got a question. So they were in that same type of formation. They ran the ball. It was somewhat looked at it like it was a tush push. My question is two-part question. Number one is you called it an illegal formation, but the ball had been snapped. That's number one. Question number two, that if they are running the ball and the offensive players are moving beyond the line of scrimmage forward towards the goal line, would that consider to be just illegal blocking? That's second question.
Yeah. No, thank you for bringing that up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that play.
I think the illegal formation, the quarterback was not 4 yards.
Correct.
Right. So that's what we're looking at on this play. This is the play we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, and I hear you, and I appreciate you saying was not 4 yards back. So let's put the quarterback 5 yards back, or let's put the quarterback in the right position, and then let them run towards the line of scrimmage. What would be the correct call?
Well, the correct call would depend on if there's contact. So
yes,
and let's just see if we can watch this play. I'm not sure I see anything that really kills me on this. Maybe this first person that's coming in, but this first person who's coming in is also moving and they're not stationary. So it's really going to depend on who has the right of way, and the offense has the right of way if both players are moving. So if both players are moving, then the offense has the right of way on this player. If the defense is stationary and the offense initiates contact, it's a foul for illegal contact on the offense. So that's why I said whenever you have these bunch formations, if the defense starts to counter that with going shoulder to shoulder across the line and they try to shoot through and they make contact, then it's on the offense if the defense is stationary. If the defense is approaching then then the onus is on the defense to avoid contact because the offense has the right to the route.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense to a certain point. And the
Yeah,
point
I
that I'm
agree.
getting at, and I have to say this because if they were running a sweep on the side and that was a running play, then that offensive player is a blocker, not a receiver.
Well, then we do have the screen rule, and the screen rule is if the defense is within 2 yards and you're not moving the same direction as the defense, then you can't. You've either got to stop or peel off, and that comes into that video that we put out last week. Yeah, it's definitely something that we're going to have to focus on. And if we're working a 4-person mechanic, the back judge has to be laser focused into this. If we're working a 3-person mechanic and the referee sees it, then the referee is going to have to be extra laser focused in on that.
Yeah. Hi, Matt. Cecil.
Yeah.
And I think this is really a focal point, really depending on what the defense does. If the defense doesn't pressure this play, then we're fine. But as soon as the defense steps up at that 1-yard blitz line and threatens the offense, that's when this play will become hard for us to judge. But until that point happens, I think we're okay.
Yeah, thanks, Cecil. And I think as long as we maintain that healthy yard, we can probably do okay with this. This is a touchdown pass. And I just want to talk about signals again. We don't need this guy signaling that. And we don't need this guy signaling that. We only need the calling official to signal it. And I know this is a simple one and it might sound overly technical, but anytime you signal and you're not in a position to make the call, this guy arguably is in a position to make the call, but he can't see the ball, right? The receiver catches the ball here. The back is to that official. There's a player between this receiver and that official, and still can't see the ball. Maybe now can see the ball, but there's no reason why this official should be signaling that. And there's no reason why this official should be signaling that. Because if this guy's wrong, that makes this guy wrong, and that makes this guy wrong. And the other thing is, the reason why we signal is to communicate that we have a score or whatever we're signaling, not only to the spectators and the players, but to the referee. So do not, if you're the calling official, do not just come up and then drop your signal. That means you have not satisfied what the referee needs, because the referee might be looking at something else. So we do need to make sure that when we give a signal, it is for the purposes that it's meant to be, and that is to inform everyone in the area that we have a touchdown, but specifically the referee. So hold your signal until you make eye contact with the referee. Referees, you do not have to turn toward the stands and make another signal. That's not necessary, but it is necessary that whoever is giving the signal acknowledges that the referee got that information.
Yeah,
So,
Matt,
yeah,
if I could, a little input on that.
sure.
For the signaling, for the officials signaling on the play, you got to remember that play's not going anywhere. It's going to be there. And if you take 1 to 2 seconds to make that signal, a slower signal is way better than a quick one, because too many things happen with a quick signal. If you've preloaded it or whatever, and you go up too fast and all of a sudden that ball comes out, or you're halfway up and the ball comes out, it's better to wait, clear it, then come up slowly with it. And if you do that, you look more in control and that you had it all the way and you're just confirming it. So
Yeah, we don't need to get excited about it. And one of the things I used to love when I was working college football as a side judge is if I had a real tight one, just processing that in my mind And after processing it, give it, not a super delayed signal, but, give a thoughtful signal. And then the crowd would go crazy on my signal because it was a tight call. It's kind of like you're making the crowd go crazy. But to Sean's point, it also helps officials with processing, and not only on a scoring situation, on a potential foul situation. You see something, you just don't instinctively throw it. You process it. You say, well, what, was there restriction? Is it point of attack? Yes and yes. Okay, I'm going to throw my flag. And it seems like it takes forever, but really it's just 1 second versus 0.5 seconds. And it doesn't sound like a big difference, only a half a second. But when you look at it in percentage of time, that's twice the amount of time. And that processing time allows you to be way more accurate. And that's not just with your flag or your touchdown signals, but also with your whistle. So yeah, good point, Sean. So hey, everybody, again, reiterate the schedule. Super important that we fill up those yellow blocks. Super important that we represent effectively and efficiently this year. So please take a look at that, fill in what we need to fill in, and we should have a great season. For those of you on the Outer Islands, if you have video that you can send me of your officials, supervisors, Randy, Joe, Lenny, all you guys out there who are working with your officials as supervisors, if you have video, that's great. But start your evaluations for working the state tournament, because we're going to want everybody involved. And if you guys want to just come out and see me on IA on Saturday, please do. Other than that, let's rock and roll.